And we are a go.
We are.
And we'll grab the on stream.
Let me steal some spooky music.
Music.
Yeah, I won't do this one again. It was good.
It always takes me like 10 minutes before we start playing to find the right, where's that tone again?
Yeah, okay.
Whereas,
for Reggie.
Yeah, but for Spine Ripper or Gerald, I can just pull it up immediately. Thalos says I need a fucking jug of water because if not, my voice will dry out. Doing him.
Fine.
That vocal fry.
Play. Thank you very much. Very appreciated. All right.
Use just purpose.
So, oh God, who just screamed?
I was yelling at the dogs.
The dogs multiple?
Doge.
Yes, I have 2 dogs.
Oh my.
Yeah, one's a puppy and one's a retard, so they fight a lot.
One's a little baby and one is stupid, and they fight.
It's funny though because the baby is double the size of the other one.
No.
So
Is that your crazy white-haired dog?
She's the small one. She's the dumb one. That's Luna. I can show you Coda.
No, that's fine. We need to get started.
So last we left off, you all were running away from possibly one of the more terrifying creatures you've encountered. I don't know. I'll let you all decide on a scale of 1 to holy fucking shit, Phoebe.
Yeah.
I'd give it.
It was better than the skin bags.
I'd give it about a 1. I'd say about a 1. I'm not at holy fucking shit.
That's an insult. I take that as an insult.
I'm not at holy fucking shit yet, Phoebe. You should be insulted. Ramp it up. I want to be smited. Strike me down, DM.
You want to die?
Have the balls.
I mean, you realize how easy it is to beat Reginald. Just get a Dispel Magic in there.
I mean, it's the DM. They are allowed to just say, you're dead.
Yep.
You die of a sudden heart attack.
So
and
be it.
You get scared to death by one of the monsters.
Revitalize don't work.
That would be more fitting.
Cirrhosis.
Or just rapid lung cancer.
Anyway.
Either or. Both at the same time.
Yeah, anyway.
I'm all offended now.
Good.
I wouldn't say good, but okay. You all return from the depths of this nest, having been chased up by a couple of horrendous creatures. Baka continues to hold the infant of its kind in his big turtle hands, and you all took a little bit to just kind of take a breather after running away.
Oh yeah, we stole a baby.
Yeah. Is the baby still screaming, or is it?
It's not screaming. It's just it's making struggling noises and trying to get out of his grasp, but it can't.
All right.
Because it's a baby, and he's a big turtle with big meaty turtle arms.
I would like to try and cast Animal Friendship on it.
God.
You're about to feed it.
It's so funny.
I know.
To a creature.
I want
What
to
is the
cast
point of
Animal
being friends
Friendship
with it?
on it. I want to cast Animal Friendship on it.
That's a valid option.
It is. I'm just questioning their logic. What does animal friendship do?
Animal Friendship it lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm, and if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails.
Oh, there's no way that works.
Otherwise, it makes a wisdom saving throw.
There's no way this thing is classified as a beast.
Yeah, it's an insect.
This thing's got to be an apparition.
Yeah,
it is not a beast.
Or a monstrosity. It could be a monstrosity.
It could be, but it's not a beast.
Fuck. So can I not cast Animal Friendship on it?
No.
You can't. That spell is worded carefully.
Yeah, it's meant to
Damn.
only work on like mundane creatures.
Or, slightly bigger woodland creatures
Well,
like
then.
direwolves.
Sure.
Do I have any alternatives?
I don't see why you're doing any of this. You're just
I
gonna
really
feed it
don't know.
from a giant mouth.
It's gonna be dead in like 10 minutes.
I know. I just wanted to see if I could.
The music is very intense.
I don't know why it's this intense. Let me change it up. Hold on.
Reginald is
We'll
going
change it to Azathoth again.
I'm gonna be standing over the hole that we came out of, and I'm just gonna be
Okay.
smoking over it, and it just kind of blowing smoke down the hole.
Actually, so wait, this the child is currently being very loud, correct?
It's squeaking and squirming, but it hasn't done that shrill call that it did when its parents were summoned.
Can I knock it out?
Sure, roll the hit.
Oh, God.
Beat the child, robot.
Yes, punch the child. Destroy the child.
I forgot to prepare.
Wait, where is that? Where's that quote? What? No, we knock it out. That's what you do to children.
That's a 19.
It goes limp.
Okay.
It's out.
And Rusty will look at Reginald and say, "Process completed."
Reginald will just kind of double take and look at you and go, "What? Why did you?"
You said that was the next
God.
step.
He's just gonna kind of slowly crouch down and sit over the hole. I just kind of look at the hole and just like you can see in his eyes, he's contemplating whether he's just gonna jump down.
Oh, God.
You do hear throughout the time that you guys are like taking a break, some pretty loud burrowing noises. You feel the rumbles every now and then, and occasionally Alcifor will make another one of those balls of light, chuck it down there just to be safe.
Why are you throwing down those light balls?
Well, I thought you could tell they don't particularly enjoy light. I'm sure it was very dark down there.
So they're kind of like, I don't know, they vision light doesn't work, something like that?
Oh, no, the light I've been throwing down is quite magical in nature. It's meant to burn their eyes, specifically. A normal dull light, like that weird orb your friend over there has, wouldn't really do much against them.
Huh.
Did the spider just call me weird?
Maybe.
Did the talking spider just call me weird?
I mean, for all intents and purposes, Alcifor doesn't think he's weird.
I know.
Like,
Nair's just slightly confused.
Alright, let's go feed this thing to the wall mouth.
it's not a wall, it's just a giant worm.
I don't care what it is. This is bringing back old things that I did that I wish I didn't do now that I
Oh, I love
see
the
things.
crackling noise. Oh, that's disgusting.
What?
It's the music.
Oh.
Music. You see him kind of like cock his head and he's like, would you like to toss it in yourselves? Do you want me to do it?
Is there any special way to toss it in, or is it just toss?
Let's just go up to the mouth.
All right,
I'll
let's
show you
go
how.
commit
He goes back.
sin.
He goes back to crawling up on the ceiling, following you, but from above.
I like that, Tyler. You clued in immediately where it was going with that.
Hmm?
with knocking it out, you immediately made the connection.
Oh my god.
Reggie told him to.
Yeah, Baka's just gonna be like bouncing it in his hand.
Hey, how is Baka doing with this unconscious child?
How are you doing, Grandpa?
It's a grub to him. He doesn't care.
It's not a human child. It's not even
Yeah.
humanoid. It's literally just a big fucking bug.
Yeah.
So he's actually
Baka's
doing pretty
a
well.
turtle.
Things
He has a
considered.
grub in his hand. He's trying not to eat it.
Ethan,
Hmm?
you held your finger up. You have something to say?
Oh, sorry. Must have been off screen. I was holding 2 fingers up. He's just a gigantic fucking bug, and I'm like that big.
Well, the babies are like.
I was just emphasizing your
So
point.
Baka's more like this. You're saying?
No, it's. So he's
Okay.
probably just like
It's like a loaf of bread.
holding it by like the antenna or something.
Gotcha.
Its little mouth tentacle or whatever. It's not cold, so it's not like it's moving.
A little miracle.
Anyway.
So you make your way up to this giant tunnel eater again, and Alcifor moves up to it and makes some more of that weird language you can't seem to get a grasp on. You hear more of that booming suggestion of a language coming from the mouth, and it opens up, or it waits pensively. Alcifor turns to you and says, "Well, go ahead, toss it. Just give it a good old chuck."
Yeet the child.
Destroy the child.
So,
Okay.
Baka, are you throwing it, or do you want to give it to someone else?
Yeah, Baka just tosses it.
Okay. You toss the squirming, or it's not even squirming. You toss the thing, bug, at the giant mouth, and it catches it with ease despite seemingly not having invisible eyes. After a few moments and some very strange noises, the mouth opens again, the teeth retracting entirely into the flesh of the creature as it moves down, and you watch the teeth reappear and start to spin in a really unnerving way. It takes a couple minutes for this whole creature to burrow downwards directly, and its whole body just kind of follows suit. When it's gone, finally, it leaves a deep hole before you, and a small room in which you can only assume it had been curled up in beforehand. The room behind it looks quite normal, like the rest of the nest, and there's no sign of the gaping maw you saw when you fed it anymore. Would you all like to step in to the room?
Sure.
Okay. You start to see, as you walk in, it's a little dark, but the closer you get to the center of the room, a small ball of yellow comes and hovers in the center. And the closer you move to it, the larger it gets. Once entirely opened, Alcifor stands before it and turns to you all, blocking your path. I must warn you, friends, the throne room is not far ahead, and I have very little control over the guards the closer we get. The Queen's madness tends to seep into them a little more solid than it does out here. I would take a moment to recuperate before heading onward. If you have anything you want to do it now.
Pretty sure we're all at 100%, right? Because of the level up?
Yeah, I'm just making sure if there's anything else you wanted to do.
No, I'm pretty set to kick some queen ass. If she has an ass, that is.
Oh, she kicks our ass.
Or she kicks our ass. You never know.
Do we need to locate the spawn of the previous queen first?
I will be taking you to her. Like I mentioned before, we've been hiding her in plain sight, so to speak. It'll all make sense once we get there.
Well then,
Any additional questions? Actions? Anything?
I'm good.
Alright. Elsifor hops quite gracefully into this new portal and does not wait for the rest of you to follow.
Alrighty.
Are you going with?
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
You get the overpowering smell and flavor of strawberries as you pass through this one, and the light is overwhelmingly yellow. You otherwise slip through with ease, coming out on the other side sooner than you expect. And the portal shrinks, pops, and disappears without a trace behind you all. The room is empty and appears like some bastardized mix of parts of the mansion and the nest. Marble here, nest wall there, pillar lying on the floor. It's also eerily quiet. No bug sounds are heard, not even noises from the passive fish-like creatures you encountered before. You realize you've been hearing a din this whole time, now with the absence of it. No, I think... Oh, sorry. Following this silence, a sound only a few of you were able to pick up on before becomes very apparent, an offbeat thrum coming from behind the walls, as if you were traveling the veins of a large, sickly heart. Moving that down there. There is a entrance in front of you, and Elsifor waits again on the ceiling for you to come with.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Parker doesn't know what's going on. He's just following everybody else.
Why am I here?
So you traverse a winding hall into a smaller room, the floor a near replication of the marble tiling from the mansion. At the north corner, you see a door stuck between, looking like a mass of white jungle vines in your normal ornate double door. The smell of old death meets you here, and you see the skeletal remains of someone sitting up against the north wall. The thrumming is slightly louder in this room. Elsifor stops and waits by another part of the wall, but if any of you would like to investigate the body.
Who's that guy? Just gonna point over at the skeleton and ask Elsifor.
I believe that's old Ewan.
Oh, okay.
Was that the guy who the silkworms were impersonating when we first met them?
No, they were impersonating Felix.
That's
His kid.
right.
Would any
What's
of you
he
like to-
doing there?
I think he's dead.
Probably up and
Oh,
died.
wow. Thanks. What was he doing here that got him killed?
Good question.
Honestly,
Answers.
I don't know how he made it in here, but we have a habit of not touching the bodies of our friends.
Well,
It's more of a respect thing. If you want to check him out, it's by all means go ahead.
And this
we
is
all
why
know
they-
I have no morals.
What did you say? Ethan, I didn't hear everything you said.
That's not important.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything to investigate in here? Should I investigate then?
Go ahead. Roll me
Okay.
investigation.
15.
That just makes it. If you're looking around the room, again, it still looks like weird combination of mansion and nest, but looking at the body, the clothes appear quite normal, besides a large tear on the chest area, diagonally wrought. It lies completely still, untouched for a very long time. Roll me a medicine check.
Yeah, okay. Medicine. That's a mod 20.
Okay, you can estimate it's been here over a year. You find an old, crumpled piece of paper caged in his bony left hand, and a dark silver pocket watch on his belt, and a very ornate short sword lying beside his open right hand.
Okay, I guess I'll take them.
right.
What does the paper say?
Well, hold on. Let me. So I'll read the paper first, and then I'll describe the sword to you. The paper nearly dissolves in your hand, and it's very clearly stained from the decomposition. The writing is shaky, but you can just make out what it says. I'll post it here. Are you reading it to the rest of the group or just to yourself?
Just to myself at first, but I'll
I'll
probably
post-
read it out depending on what it says.
I'll post it anyway, and then I'll read it to you. Hold on. So he says, or the note says, I tried my best to escape the horror that killed the queen, my friend. At first I fought her like a wild dog, but I could not bring my knife to her again when she took the appearance of Amelia. In my shock, she took that knife and cut me down. Now here I lay, unable to make it out. My children will look for me, but I pray they move on soon and go far away from here. If by some divine will, this letter comes past some form of messenger, my final words for them. Ren, you're much like your mother, headstrong and smart. I hope you travel to your heart's content to heal people like you always wanted. And Felix, ever since you were little, you were more skilled than I could ever wish to be. You may even manage to find me here. Please teach others your knowledge, share your talents. The world would be better for it. I love you both, and I'm so proud of what you've become. I wish I could have shared more travels with, and it trails off at the end. It seems he was unable to continue writing.
Looks like he died.
Really? Okay, so the sword is almost ridiculously adorned, heavy golden hilt and a polished steel blade, 4 gemstones of different colors fastened tightly to the center of the blade. A ruby, an emerald, a sapphire, and a topaz. So here is Ewan's sword. So the normal damage would be whatever, if your character, can use short swords, which is, I think, most of you.
Yeah.
Your proficiency and the normal damage, and then each corresponding. And whenever you hit, you roll a d4 to see which type it is, and then the corresponding gem will glow briefly after delivering the damage.
To use this, but it's metal, isn't it?
Yes.
So I'm just gonna hold up a big well, I guess it's a short sword, so a medium magical sword. I'm just gonna go, hey, anybody want this?
So it's a short sword.
It's a short sword. If nobody else can use it, I could take it. I could make use of it, but if it's better for somebody else, they can take it, because I'm pretty set with the weapons that I have.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I would love to use it, but due to religious reasons, I don't believe I can.
Religious reasons.
Religious reasons.
No use to me.
Because you don't have any close range stuff?
I have 2 short swords.
2 short swords. No. Honestly, I think you should take it.
You will not see use. The short swords are a last ditch resort.
Well, that way, if you're in a situation where you need a magical weapon.
If you're gonna use it, RJ, I'd recommend you just take it, because we're on second to last session, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that I'm not my build's not offensive. I'm defensive. So
It's also
You
a
still
piercing.
need to make an extra turn.
That is also a piercing weapon, so it wouldn't work with his special move.
yeah, it's not a slashing weapon. I have a hand
Here's your
axe
rapier.
for that.
Or you could just leave it with the dead body.
But that's a
You don't have
waste.
to take it.
What?
I
leave
want
behind
to
loot?
use it.
Hey,
I want to
loot.
use it,
It is
but
loot.
Say, could we give
Loot
it?
to the loot goblin.
Could we give it to Emery?
You could. He can use short swords.
No. No, give it to Toby. Let him become Sif from Knuckles.
Oh my god.
Miniature Sith.
We'll say just for color, you hand the sword to Toby and he takes the hilt in his mouth and it drops immediately, like the end. He's dragging it around like a small dog drags around a really big stick. He's wagging his tail and he's vibing at it, but it's way too heavy for him.
Too much.
Unfortunately, not even Toby is as badass as Sith.
Can Sith shoot lasers out of his eyeballs? I think not.
But he did survive the abyss. And he's Big Doggo.
Yes.
Sith can wield a great sword. Your argument isn't valid.
Sith wields a sword bigger than a great
Your
sword.
argument isn't valid.
What?
Toby shoots lasers. Your argument isn't valid.
I think dog with sword is cooler.
You're allowed to be wrong.
Sad. That's the
Anyway.
second time tonight my characters have been dissed. Sad. Sad day.
I'll do it again.
I'll fucking do it again.
Sad. So who's taking it?
If nobody wants it, I will take it. If not, speak your piece or forever hold your pee.
I'm not having Emery take it unless you really don't want it. So
Nobody's telling me to just take the damn thing and be done
See,
with it.
I would love to use this. It sounds interesting.
Then take it,
but
man. If you want to use it, take it.
I'm a druid, so I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to use metal things for some arbitrary reason.
There is
religion.
I don't believe there's anything about that.
Yeah, there shouldn't be. I mean, I wouldn't say it probably would be efficient for you.
I know not that much about druids, but there's nothing about them that says they don't use metal weapons. Unless it's something in your backstory specifically.
That sounds.
That's what I was told.
I don't believe that's correct.
No. I don't
There's.
think-
Oh, it's listed in their proficiencies. Druids will not. Well, no, it's armor. It's not weapons. It's armor. They will not.
It's not weapons? Then hell yeah, I'm taking it.
Then take it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's listed in the proficiencies. It says druids will not wear armor or use shields made of metal.
Then this is mine now.
Take it.
Huh. I didn't know that.
I misread that, and I got him. I'm happy I did
Druid
because
in your campaign wearing like full plate armor.
No, Johnny was like leather and that's it.
Dude, I know. The joke is like, oh wait, hold on, I have to correct this.
That is
throw
a
that in my
I don't
inventory.
care about.
You don't-
It doesn't make any sense. Like it makes sense for like a backstory for like a specific subclass, even maybe, but
Yeah,
to have that as a sweeping thing on druids just doesn't make sense.
yeah, you can hand wave that sort of thing. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like encumbrance. You just don't care.
Okay.
Like if a character wants to have that kind of thing specifically, sure, go for it. I'm not going to enforce that on somebody. You want a druid wearing plate armor? Godspeed, you magnificent man.
It was really loud in my ear.
Sorry.
Godspeed, you magnificent armor-wearing bastard.
That is not the right thing.
You got that all settled, Matt? Or do you need a minute?
I suck at getting this written down. So just one moment.
You can just copy it into like a notes thing for the time being, and then probably should have made a thing in D&D Beyond, but
A magical short sword. So on top, the normal damage is just 1d6, and then I roll a d4 to decide what type of damage, and then add another d6 for additional. Okay, so it's just 2d6 and roll a d4 to decide what type it is.
yes.
I'll just equip a normal short sword and keep that in mind.
Okie dokie, artichoke. All right.
What would Shavo look like in plate armor?
Probably not right.
Do you remember that scene from Avatar: The Last Airbender where Aang wears the super fancy armor?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
That's what she would look like. Yeah.
I think she'd have trouble finding it in her size because, like, she's bigger than small races like halflings and gnomes, but she's very short for an elf.
God.
It's like, we don't have an in-between version.
You have this in a -0, -1.
Just checking to make sure we're good to move forward before I.
Oh,
We're
we're good
good.
to go.
This one,
Okay,
this one,
okay.
baby.
What one? Hold on. Yeah, yep, that's it. Yes. That is. Thank you. You got it. You did it. I'm proud of you. So Alcifor stays at the ceiling, waits for you to finish whatever you're doing, and then climbs around a little bit at the opposite side of the wall to where that weird set of doors are. You don't see it at first, as it appears to meld with the rest of the wall, but as the spider waves his paws in a sort of short dance, the wall shimmers and melts away, revealing a rather large and poorly dug tunnel, meandering away from the main path. He remains on the ceiling and stares at you expectantly, but says nothing.
Alright.
I'm gonna walk in.
Alright. Is just Nair walking in?
I mean, I will take up the rear, you know.
Okay.
Please don't touch my
Yeah,
ass.
I'll go in.
The tunnel is very rough, and you notice it takes a while just to get to the end of it without snapping your ankles. Alcifor cautiously navigates the ceiling, following a trail of webbing he had left just ahead of you, leading you along. You notice many branching tunnels twisting off into God knows where, and some appearing much more well-traveled. But he continues to take you down the nastiest path. You eventually hit a dead end, and again he waves his little legs, and the wall disappears to show a rather large, smooth, well-lit room. In cracks along the stone, a rainbow of colors shifts and shimmers, all of which branch off from one point of the room. In the leftmost corner, they can be seen coming from the base of a sort of stand, on top of which is a very large, black, fuzzy creature perching, almost impossibly balanced on this thing. Next to it, a freakishly large queen's guard with colorful markings painted onto it turns its head to look at you. It makes no moves, and you can see on its carapace a number of scars and scrapes, even a few old wounds that haven't completely healed yet. What appears to be colors painted on in a similar look to Alcifor's natural appearance. Alcifor moves to the floor just beneath the massive thing on the stand and makes a few quiet sounds. The large creature hums almost musically, and the dark shape shifts and twists towards your group, body unfurling. You realize you were looking at massive wings, which were wrapped around it like a blanket. As they come to rest behind it, you can see its almost holographic shimmer to the inside of them as they do. You realize the creature resembles a moth, albeit absolutely massive in size, as its opalescent eyes and antennae become more visible from her large, fluffy mass. You also see that it isn't just perching on a stand, but on a large crystal ball that swirls in some eternal rainbow spiral. Alcifor tucks himself comfortably beneath the moth creature, and it speaks. Welcome, strangers. I apologize that our first meeting had to be this way. I trust Alcifor has made good on his decisions and that you are not here to end my life.
Oi!
Just point at it and it needs to be killed at this point.
I take it
I
you are
don't think we're here to kill you. That doesn't seem like what we're doing here.
I take it you are the rightful heir to this nest.
1 second. Yes, I am Irini, the banished, the mourning, true heir to the throne. As she speaks, you feel as almost you hear 3 voices speaking as one. She turns to her guard, which is half asleep beside her. Beside me is the Mark guard Tura, the loyal, the painted, and she arches to peer down at the spider below her, who now looks quite small. Alcifor, the trusted, the clever. I realize he needs no introduction, but please allow me the formalities.
Well, how are we doing this?
Yeah, just point us to the thing.
Oh.
We're a bit too deep to really worry about anything else.
So how are we going to be going about putting you back in the right place?
I would imagine the citizens of the nest need to somehow be made to recognize their new leader when the time is right. However, it would not. I'm also assuming we do not want to put you in danger when we go to take down the current usurper.
I cannot accompany you, no. But, I do know how you can get in without dying, at least on the way there. Before we go to that, one of you is here with us, although I believe she was not meant for the void. We've been hiding her here, and she's been safe from the Queen's searching eye. She taps one of her little legs on the swirly crystal ball, and the right side of the room opens up to reveal a bed-like structure made of webs. And lying pale and sickly, skin nearly purple, you see the young girl you had seen in one of the large paintings, way back in the mansion. She looks nearly dead, but her labored breathing denotes the opposite. Dry blood can be seen poorly cleaned from her ears, eyes, nose, and mouth. Some of it's starting to scab in her hair. Emery moves over to her side quickly, examining the blood and peeling open her eyes to check them. He asks aloud while investigating her fingernails, "How long has she been here?" Irini just kind of turns her head back. "A few weeks. It's a miracle she hasn't perished." The emotion is difficult to read on her alien face, but it's hard to miss the remorse. Had the proper coronation occurred, I would have had the ability to send her home, send you all home, fix all of this. Sadly, that ability remains with my mother's corpse. I beg you, put aside your anger for the actions of my rightful nest and help return it to its old glory, for our sake and yours.
Look, I don't
Once
know.
I am again seated, I promise on my own wings to set this all right.
Ethan, were you
Before
saying
anything else, can,
Did I cut out?
There you go.
no.
Okay.
Alright, if nobody wants to do anything right away, I know that it wouldn't necessarily do much actuality, but can I use Cure Wounds or anything to make this almost dead person a little less dead?
You can try.
Well, I'm going to try. I'm just going to cast it at first level. Do you want me to actually roll the dice for the health, or does the health not really matter?
Don't even bother. She looks a little less purple for a couple minutes, and then she kind of fades back to that same pallor. It doesn't seem like anything will particularly help her other than getting her out of the void.
And this is why you don't drag your kids into your crazy dimension hopping work, Poppy. Dumbass. Now
What I can tell
I
you,
have a water skin and rations. I'm going to hand them to Alcifor, and I'm just going to say, when we're done all of this, make sure she has that stuff. Make sure she's good.
No, was it not? Was it not?
She'll
Yeah,
probably need to eat and drink when she's conscious again.
Well, in this case, I agree with the Woodland Man. I'd say Pup was a pretty stupid interdimensional guy.
I mean, he can research whatever he wants, but it was not his right to bring his kids into it.
who are you speaking of?
Dead guy out there?
Old Ewan?
Yeah.
He did not bring his children here.
Sorry, he wanted to, but he brought him into the whole dimensional thing. That's why we found a bunch of notes and stuff talking about his son going nuts trying to study this shit. And clearly his daughter came here trying to find him, so...
No, you're mistaken. Ren did not come here looking for her father. She was dragged here by the Queen, as have been many, many other people. She collects them.
For what?
I don't entirely know.
Maybe a late night snack. That's
She
been-
doesn't eat them. Again,
since-
she collects them. She traps them in their own cells.
Oh,
You said that she's
Good.
on like a bed-like structure. How does that look? Does
Like
that
what
look
happened
just loosely made? Does it look like it's
No,
very...
it looks very carefully made, actually.
Okay.
You recognize the webbing. It looks like Alcifor's handiwork.
Because I mean, I have a bedroll here. I'd happily give it up to help this person be
If you
less-
wanna cover her or try and shift her onto the bedroll, you are more than welcome to.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do because Nair does want to help people.
Careful with moving her. If she's too sickly, she could become brittle.
I also must warn you, the way she collects, she plays with reality to get what she wants. That's likely why Felix is here too. You said he went mad in his notes. She likely took a form he could not handle, per se, or that lured him in.
Do you have advice to resist these reality warping effects?
Find something that focuses you in reality. Be it pain, a memory. Keep yourself grounded.
See, and you all thought I was stupid for biting my thumb when I first got here. I hope that works.
The worm you'll have to pass to get to her chambers. I recommend you stay alert, but do as he says. He may be ancient and blind, but not even my mother would dare to think to challenge him to a fight. It's best you save your strength for the queen.
No. So where is she?
You probably saw the doors to the old sage's chambers. She's just past him.
Oh, then if nobody's got anything to do, we should probably get going.
Well, first thing, is the daughter, like, what is she sick with?
She's in the void and she's not a dimensional. Emery
wondering if
had
it-
mentioned several times before, if you guys were not dimensionals, your fate would be worse. This is what would happen to you if you were not a dimensional.
Probably not in the reach of a restoration spell, is what I would...
And likely, if Ren was not being taken care of by a very powerful creature, she would have died.
Yes.
I don't have restoration. I was just wondering if lay on hands could do something.
Probably not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I was just,
I
Well,
don't think any of
it would
Nair
help her
tried healing.
briefly. It would help her briefly, and then she'd go right back to being terrible. And Emery would be happy to tell you all of that, so I'm not just giving away information willy-nilly.
And also, Nair tried that.
Yes. Reading actually, while you all are thinking about things, taps her top legs. You hear a whoosh and a distorted sort of wind chime noise as the vortex within her ball spins wildly. Balls of light burst from it, whizzing about the room before crashing into your chests. You feel a moment of bright, hot white and a surge of confidence and energy. And you gain the following. Let me
Hog.
pop this open because I do not remember what it is, but it is pretty fucking good. Give it to me. Give it. Where the fuck? What? Hold on. This shit's being weird. What?
Nani?
Oh! Music is soon a spell. You can... I should just post this. You can pick one of these spells, any one. I'll let you pick any one, and you can use it once at any point. Give it. Thank you. Goodness gracious, me oh my. I think that's it. I don't know.
Just any second level spell?
I think it is.
The filter you linked is just any second
Yes, that should be right. Yes, any second level spell from anything.
Wow.
So go take a minute to pick that.
Yeah, that's a lot of options.
Again,
Yeah,
single
no.
use.
You're only 5 pages of this.
Yeah.
I'll get this, or does just Quinn get it?
I think she said
All
that
of you get
us.
one.
Yeah.
All of you get one
Are we all
that
get
you
one?
can use once.
And why are we getting this?
Because the big moth lady said so.
Okay.
Because big moth lady doesn't want you to die.
Big moth lady said so.
Yeah, so it's gonna take a minute.
I think there used to be more filters, but I don't know if it fucked with it by being a link. It shouldn't have.
You can tell us if there were more filters you had on it.
There's not more.
No?
I just don't. I told myself to pick a fitting one, but
Okay.
I don't know why not just let you pick whatever you want.
I mean, all right. I mean, all right. If it's just any second level spell, that's fine.
If you're that suspicious, I'll pick one for you.
No, it's fine.
You all get
I'm
Mind
taking-
Spike. I don't know. Mirror image.
Blind steed.
I almost gave Baka that just for the hell of it.
Just summon a horse. No, that's a bad idea.
Hold person's an option.
I'm thinking about giving Baka Dragon's Breath.
Although hold person wouldn't work well because we're not dealing with humanoids. Dragon's Breath is good.
Yeah,
I'm considering Cloud of Daggers.
that's a good one too.
Okay. Tell you what, let me see about bonus actions. Yeah, that would fuck with my. Ooh. That. Ooh. Okay.
I'm considering either Dragon's Breath or just because he thought it was funny when it accidentally happened to him earlier, I might give him invisibility.
Keep in mind, invisibility only lasts until you attack or cast a spell.
Yeah, I know. This is Baka.
True.
He would just do it for the walls.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Spiritual Weapon.
I'm gonna take Misty Step.
Oh yeah. What is our spell casting ability for
What did you say?
What's our spell casting ability for the spells we're taking?
Can you cast any spells otherwise?
Me? No, I'm a monk.
Hmm.
Yeah, and RJ can't normally cast.
What did you pick?
Spiritual weapon. I could do
like
wisdom
what?
with it. I could do wisdom. Might make sense for that.
Okay, I was just saying like what kind of spell, like
Yeah.
wizard or warlock or whatever.
It's a cleric spell.
Then use whatever cleric would. I think that's wisdom.
That is wisdom, and that works.
Then use
well for me.
wisdom.
Mine is just teleporting.
Oh.
Healing Spirit looks interesting.
Healing Spirit is a controversial spell, but it works decently well in combat. It's meant to be done in combat. It's just when you do it out of combat, it gets OP.
Why is that?
Because it's just it out heals basically everything at its level.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
What do you think you're gonna take?
I might do Dragon's Breath. I was considering
Oh
Shatter.
man, I should do Moonbeam.
Oh, genius. We all should take Moonbeam and just fucking. There's what, 5 party members? Just penta Moonbeam.
Well, 2 of us can already cast Moonbeam.
Right.
One of them being me.
The rest of us
Never being me.
penta Moonbeam, the final boss.
And like, I'm seeing interesting summon spells, but I actually already have some interesting summon spells.
I want to get Dragon's Breath.
Spike growth.
Oh man, I should take Zone of Truth into the final battle.
Of course.
Alright, I think I'm gonna take Healing Spirit.
Alright.
Because it's either Healing Spirit or 4d4 from fucking... Hold on, wait. Prayer of Healing.
Yeah, Prayer of Healing takes 10 minutes to cast.
Takes 10 minutes to cast.
Yes.
Oh yeah, fuck that. No, I'm definitely just gonna go with the
Yeah, be careful with the things that are
Healing
ritual casting.
Spirit. Yeah, and Healing Spirits are casting action of one bonus action.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so what do you think Baka should breathe fire? Or breathe? Fire, lightning, acid?
Oh, hold on. They actually nerfed Healing Spirit. I didn't realize they made that official.
What they
Really?
do?
Yeah, they added a limit to the number of times you can heal with it.
Yeah, it's like
1 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, so your wisdom.
which for me.
Yeah, that wasn't there before? Okay, yeah, that would definitely be okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's like 5, and we have a party of
5.
5. And how much does it heal?
1d6.
1d6.
As like a blanket healing, that's pretty good.
Yeah. It basically
We can't-
the benefit is meant to be you don't have to you don't have to actively maintain it with your action economy. It just happens.
So does it heal everyone 5 times, or does it heal one like
No.
individual people?
It heals who's ever in its range.
When
once.
their turn starts, you can choose to have it heal them, and that uses up one of its heals.
Okay, does it heal one person or whoever's
Yeah.
in its range?
One
Okay.
person.
Well, if you're asking if you need to limit it to that one person, no. It could be like say Baka's turn comes up, you heal Baka, and then Reggie comes up and you heal Reggie. But both of those would use a charge of healing.
I thought it had to be like inside the thing.
Well, yeah, they do have to be within the range, but I'm saying hypothetically, you can heal multiple people as they're inside the range, and they start their turn there. But
Right.
only up to a limited number of times.
Hey, Cyrus. I have a quick question whenever you're not too busy.
Cyrus runs one of his arrowheads through like 2 of his teeth again. Huh?
So, I know an interesting spell. It's polymorph, and I know you know of some particularly possibly dangerous creatures.
Huh.
I was wondering if we wanted to make a game plan for an upcoming battle.
Buddy, from what I know about polymorph, you can't turn into the things I've seen.
You can turn into some fairly strong things, and I just wanted to put the option on the table and talk it over.
Could you even turn into an owlbear?
The polymorph doesn't have the same requirements as my changing of shape.
Are we talking about using the polymorph to turn you into something or turn someone else into something?
I was possibly offering to turn you into something.
Don't you dare. Polymorph me, I'll kill you.
I can dispel it.
Perhaps,
I
But
don't
it would-
dare.
perhaps,
Polymorph, from what I've been told by guildmates, is a spell that just usually turns people into small, harmless animals so that they can get their shit kicked in or captured.
perhaps you
It
could
is
That's
polymorph
one
Reggie.
use for it.
What'd you say, Quinn?
I said perhaps you could polymorph Reginald.
What? Polymorph me? Why? For what?
I was just
Can
thinking.
turn any one of us into a particularly strong creature. It doesn't have to be a weak creature, and it could possibly be useful in combat. But if nobody wants to take up this offer, that's fine by me, since everyone's getting so up in arms.
I'm gonna have to take a step back and say, I don't know what it is, but part of me gut is telling me that this polymorph stuff is no good business. Makes me.
Oh wait, I need to actually reconsider which spell I'm taking. Spiritual weapon garbage for me.
Yeah, I like being able to actually use my bow, so...
That's fair. I was just giving the option because I don't think I can use polymorph on myself.
Maybe.
But I think it
why
could
would
be
you need
particular.
You can already turn into animals.
Maybe use the polymorph
Well-
on the queen and turn her into a
I'm-
little bird.
Pretty sure you can use polymorph on yourself.
I
Can
think
you?
can.
It's a
Yeah.
touch spell.
I don't think there's a point to, because polymorph has a fairly restrictive on what you can turn things into.
But,
One of the bards in my other campaign uses polymorph on herself all the fucking time.
yeah, you can polymorph yourself. The only thing is that you need to be aware that your mental stats become whatever you're turning into.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah. For like combat, polymorphing yourself isn't usually good. For like outside of combat, it can be very useful.
It can be
It's
Unfortunately,
the
good.
intelligence and the
the-
attention span of a
the
creature of that
Polymorph
kind.
experience I have is just turning people into bread.
Yeah, well, I'm not you.
Polymorph can be very good in combat. You can turn yourself into some powerful forms. You just need to be mindful that you think like those things.
Okay.
So you might be dimly aware of what is friend and what is foe, but your tactics may be pretty simplistic other than that.
Well, now that we're level 7, I also need to reevaluate what I can use my wild shape for.
Yeah, with polymorph, the CR you have to turn into something that is the CR of your level or lower.
Became a little dude.
Yeah, and the thing is with wild shape is that it's slightly different in what you can turn into. I believe it's a little lower.
Right. Well, you're a
Then-
moon druid, right?
Yeah. Max CR half. Yeah, because
Moon druids are usually pretty. I need to refresh what the actual rule is because they have a better wild shape.
they do. The polymorph could be used to turn into something probably stronger than what I would be able to access with my current level as a moon druid. Because I think it says my max CR is 1 level, second max CR.
Looked up on the druid page. Wild shape, spell forms, highest one users. Okay, no, you're it's the max is your level divided by 3 rounded down.
Divided by what?
Divided by 3, starting at 6th level. So right now your max is CR2 with wild shape.
Exactly.
So yeah, polymorph is way better.
Which was kind of my thought process there.
Yes. Yeah.
But then I'll have to keep in mind that I have to think like that creature too.
Yep. And it has to be a beast, is the other thing.
Has to be a beast, okay.
Do you guys have all the spells you want, or are you still checking stuff?
I'm good. I picked.
I mean,
mine.
I'm still taking the healing spirit.
Oh god.
Okay.
You could go full Sekiro and become a giant ape. You could return to monkey.
Return to monkey.
Bako's becoming a dragon turtle.
That's significantly higher than CR7. Wait, did you say
One
giant?
second.
Did you say giant turtle or dragon turtle?
The
Dragon turtle.
Yeah, dragon turtles are very powerful.
So,
He's doing his
after-
best with dragon breath.
Oh, I get it.
I didn't know dragon turtles were actually a thing. Now I have to
Oh
look this up.
yes. Oh yeah. They are basically the size. You know the lion turtle from Avatar?
Yeah.
They're like that size.
lion turtle.
Yeah.
Yep. Dragon turtles.
So just so that I'm not left dumbfounded. So when I go to polymorph something, obviously it has to make the wisdom save if it's unwilling. How should I go about pulling up if I want to polymorph myself the sheet for whatever creature I'm choosing?
Same way you do wild shapes in extras.
Should I like what should I look for? Like, should I just go through the wild shape tab and use that as my basis,
let me
or
see.
beast
I think
companion?
polymorph has some extra things like that you can do depending on level.
I'm sorry.
You could just do.
Sorry,
summon.
did you take polymorph or did you take?
I took the other thing. Polymorph is the spell I took when I leveled up.
Oh, okay. I was really confused there for a second.
I've been waiting to get polymorph for a little while because I was planning on getting that.
Yeah, basically, what I would recommend to go to summon, the like as under extras, and then type in the filter beast, and then do max CR7.
So beast.
Yep, type beast.
Okay. So what should I click an extra summoned
Summon.
or
Yeah. I would do summon.
summoned?
Or I guess you
beast.
could also do misc for miscellaneous. I think it's the same thing. Either way, just important thing is filter by beast, and then do CR7. Max
Yeah.
And then you can choose the lower. You can choose the minimum CR as you see fit, just to filter more accurately. It could be a giant walrus.
I could. I could be a brontosaurus.
You could.
Oh, and pardon you?
I could be a brontosaurus
It's CR5.
with 121 hit points.
I think I also saw that I think Allosaurus is CR2, so you can technically do that with Wild Shape, I think.
Wild shape and polymorph. That's pretty fucking crazy.
That's what I wanted with this character. I could be a stegosaurus.
I am a Stegosaurus.
I could be a two-headed plesiosaurus. Not that I know what that is, but I'm gonna look it up right now.
It's a plesiosaurus.
You can correct my speech, but
Not
I believe-
you
plesio.
can't collect my heart.
Technically speaking, I believe it has to be a creature that you've seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna make
Don't
it
ruin
something
the
that
fun.
you've seen before.
I'll
Even
roll
if it
with
was
it.
like in
However,
books.
I
the dinosaurs
still
kind of unrealistic.
no. I know. I'm just fucking losing my shit at all the things I could turn into. Not that I'm planning on. What does this look like? What is the plesiosaurus?
It's like
It's the Loch Ness monster.
yeah, basically.
I can be Nessie. You're telling me you don't want Nessie to show up and kill the fucking queen?
I mean, that's up to you.
Wait, I have a question. What's the rule in turning into a swarm of cranium rats?
I would say probably
I don't-
not.
think you can be multiple creatures
Yeah.
at once. You would just be one cranium rat.
Alright, now to figure out what my character would actually know. What the fuck is an obliteros?
Okay.
I'm cool just looking at the turtle.
Oh yeah, I can definitely be a shark.
This is a dope ass turtle.
The dragon turtle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me share this. Oops.
They
Oh, I know
are-
dragon turtles.
Yep.
I know dragon
I'm
turtles.
having a bit of a problem.
Yep.
I'm not seeing any attacks or anything for these.
What do you
I
mean
see their like
attacks?
armor class. I see their armor class, their hit points, and their speed and whatnot, but I don't see any of the things they can do.
I like this picture better.
I think if you add it, you'll be able to see the full stat block.
Okay.
I like this picture better.
Heard you were talking shit.
If you blow it up, you can see that one guy is just like pointing at it, like, "Ah, hey, look at you!" You see him in front of the ship, just pointing, just like, "Ah!" Yeah,
What's interesting though is I'm not seeing too much that's actually CR level 7. Almost everything is capped at CR level 5. Is there just no monsters that are past you?
Did the music already stop? Jesus Christ. Alright. Well, some shit came up. I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to end
Oh.
super early. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Shit happens. Ain't life just like that?
I suppose.
Are you gonna be okay? Like, are you good?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay, do you,
Should you want me to end the stream?
Probably, yeah.
Alright.